Today is October 19th. The Yankees lose game 1 to the Astros and strike out a shit ton of times. Let's talk all about it. What's going on? My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. SeatGeek code JohnBoy Playoffs get you 10% off anything you want to buy from SeatGeek. Tickets to a concert, to a baseball game, to a football game, hockey game, NBA game. All sports are in play right now. Or if you want to go to the ballet. Jake, how you doing?
James Davis, Wimbledon. I'm all right. SeatGeek, we had a fun playoff stream, and they've been helping us through that. John Boy Playoffs, 10% off. Bummed but not shocked. I mean, the Yankees in many ways didn't do what they needed to win this game. From decisions to hitting to the guys who ended up coming in and pitching at the back end. And, they had a couple opportunities at the plate that would have made this game very different on a couple levels, and it just didn't happen. And Houston's really good. They haven't lost this postseason. They've gone to the ALCS the past 6 years. So if your B- or C+ efforts ain't going to do it. The first 4 or 5 innings, they put themselves in a position to try to win this game. It all kind of turned on that Donaldson-Carpenter ABs.
Yeah.
And then there was just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout and pitcher after pitcher after pitcher that, knock on wood, won't be big factors in this series. So, yeah, it's tough. It's Lesai.
Sweeney Murdy with a tweet. Yankees 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They stranded 7. Astros 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They stranded 7. Astros 3 home runs. Yankees 2 home runs. 17 strikeouts. 17, 16? 17 strikeouts. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the pitching because it's just like kind of the mindset of the Yankees that really gets me down. And or like really questions like, fuck, this is who I love. This is like I called exactly what they were going to do with the pitching, and it still tears me apart when I see it, even though I knew it was coming, and I said it was going to happen. It's like, damn it. But the hitting, man, some awful approaches. Like they were guessing and always guessed wrong. I mean, I just counted it out. 15 called strike ones when I thought they were going to come out swinging, try to punch early. Instead, they just let themselves get deep. Verlander's really good when he gets ahead. So is the bullpen. And they just, 15, 4 strike 3 lookings, a couple just center of the plate. Donaldson had the worst at-bat I've seen all season. Made me physically jump up and be mad.
After a bad at-bat before that.
Just took 3 curveballs in a row. Verlander was pitching to him like he was a child. Like, I try to hit it. Here's a curve. It was like curveball practice for Donaldson today.
Yeah. Yeah, they even got a bone in the first inning. They got an error from Altuve with Stanton running. Donaldson bad at bat there. But yeah, I mean, they kind of had JV on the ropes. They went up first. Bader with the solo homer. And then even IKF hits a single after that in that third inning. And that's where things just straight up turned. Well, Taillon, who gave a Taillon gritty effort, the only run he gives up is pretty brutal in hindsight because he got the first 2 outs. Chas McCormick single, who, by the way, if Harrison Bader is a threat, Chas McCormick is now a threat in this series with a single and a homer. And then Martin Maldonado, 2 strikes. He takes a curveball that was hanging and goes the opposite field with it. He's got to be your free out in this lineup. If he's not, you're getting hurt. But then things fully shut down. The Donaldson strikeout, 3 pitches where I was saying have a professional at bat. A fly ball or even a chopper would have scored you a run and you would have been back up 2-1, those punchback innings and how important. He looks at 3 pitches over the plate. The Carpenter at bat, now, I mean, when you've got all the information, he is 0 for 7 with 7 strikeouts, or 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts this postseason. That Verlander at bat, the ump did get involved the ump did get involved a lot in this game. You cannot point the finger at the umpire. You mentioned Sweetie Murdy, who we respect a lot and is well respected. He posted the that pitch image of that Verlander at bat, and it's
yeah, he was getting that inside call,
6.
and Tyone got it once or twice too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Matt Carpenter looks like a guy that hasn't played baseball in a while, and we threw that out there. And by the way, he could have got at-bats against the Texas Rangers, and we did not. He could have got more at-bats last series, and he did not. That, the couple big spots he was in, he didn't look right. Josh Donaldson batting before Matt Carpenter, who, if you think he's going to be Matt Carpenter, should be batting ahead of him. And Josh Donaldson, we kind of need to stop treating like he's going to have that MVP protective Josh Donaldson in him. Because he hasn't all year.
The back-to-back of those two.
7 strikeouts, 7 of the 17.
And they had runners on, and it was kind of easy. But, Boone just had a quote about Matt Carpenter and said, well, hopefully this helps us later on. Because that was this whole game.
Sure.
Hopefully Montas got the rust out, and now he helps us later on. Hopefully Clark, learned from this and helps us later on. Hopefully Castro, who looked decent at the end against the bottom of their lineup, got the rust out, helps us later on. That was the whole point of this game.
Yeah, and I mean
the offense stunk, so I'm not subsiding giving an excuse for the offense.
Right.
It was awful. They only scored 2 runs. But to bring Clark out of the bullpen dude, I can't even really talk about it because it makes me so mad. To bring Clark out of the bullpen before Trevino there, to intentionally walk Alvarez, but then you need 2 outs, and Bregman's up, then Tucker's up. He got out of it. He got the double play, but, I mean, he should have never been in that spot.
Right.
Because he's been bad against lefties. And you have guys Trevino, who you've groomed to come into that situation and get ground balls and shit like that. And then he gets out of it, and his adrenaline's high, and you got 5 innings out of Tyone and Clark. Great. And Trevino's loose. And it's the heart of their lineup coming up with more. Or it's not the heart of the lineup, but it's more. It's Clark in the Crawford boxes. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. It's such a bad decision. It's such a let's see what we got decision, and not let's play our best. As you're tied in this going into the 6th inning.
They had coming into this playoffs. They came in saying, if we want to win, we need Clay Holmes to be good. And I think they also mentally decided that we need Clark Schmidt to be good. We saw him come in for a save against the Guardians. What? And then he comes into this situation. He gets the double play ball. Kudos to him. And then literally anyone, they said it on the broadcast, Peter Moylan, who was a reliever for a ton of years, said, if you're a reliever and you come into a situation like that, and you have all the adrenaline in the world, and it's crazy, and you get out of it. And by the way, the Yankees should be thanking their lucky pennies that he got out of it. Go to Lou Trevino, who you already got up to get Clark out of it when you brought him in, which, again, that's a bad formula. That shows that you really don't believe in your move. Trevino with another 7-pitch outing. What the hell's happening there? No idea. This was one of our 3 coming in. And we're just not using him. And he's been fine. So, yeah, I mean, that hurts. And then, I mean, Clark Schmidt gives up a solo home run. And then they leave him in for another.
On an 0-2 pitch, he puts in the middle of the zone.
0-2 pitch to Yuli Gurriel, who swung at a pitch way in the dirt.
Treating Yuli Gurriel like he's Josh Donaldson.
He hung one right over the plate, which, what's that about? And then they leave him in, and he gives up a home run to Chas McCormick. So there's 2 runs off of Clark Schmidt coming out.
This was the regular season, Jake?
Yeah.
I'd be like, who'd they get?
Right.
They got homers off Clark and kind of a weird run off Tyone. Who cares about that? That's not going to hurt you in the postseason. That's what I'd be saying. So what? They scored off guys that they're not going to face in the postseason, but they fucking faced him in the postseason in a tie game.
Yeah, I don't want Tyone lumped into that. He did his job today.
Well, they got the damaging runs off Clark and Montas.
Right. You said Clark and Tyone. I don't want Tyone tied to that. Clark and Montas, yes.
But then the offense was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. But then they got 2 runs. They had a lot of chances.
Well, and the other thing is, like, let's be honest. Like, there's a human side of the sport that Matt Carpenter comes up. We're all thinking it. He's thinking it. He's trying to hit a home run. If this game was a 2-3 or 2-2 and Matt Carpenter's in that situation, he's just looking to put a really good swing on a ball in the zone. But he's trying to hit a homer. You have to be completely honest. We have treated this guy like he's a god since he did what he did this summer. So he tried to do a godly thing. And, yeah, it just changes the whole scope. If this game was 3-2 and Harrison Bader comes up, he was the best hitter in the postseason for most of this game. If he comes up and it's a 1-run game against Presley, I don't know. It's baseball, right? So Justin Verlander was bad for 3.5 innings. We let him off the hook, and he started to absolutely cook us.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts in a row.
Montero was their weak link out of the bullpen today. He bent. Rizzo clipped him. He could have broke today. He bent. And then Presley, you want to talk about gumption or confidence or no fear factor? 15 pitches, 13 strikes. That's it.
Might have eaten something healthy.
Some healthy greens. Some athletic greens. AG1. Changes lives.
AG1. Jake started taking AG1 because he really wanted to. And he hated pills and vitamins and wanted a supplement that actually tasted great. Wanted to see what the hype was about. AG1 contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good. It costs you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Yanks. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/Yanks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. They got to change the lineup a little bit tomorrow. Can't have Donaldson and Carpenter back-to-back. I don't know if Carpenter's going to get more at-bats if they want to start him again.
I think Carpenter's out. Lefty tomorrow. Framber.
Why wouldn't they pinch hit Oswaldo at the end?
Really odd. You had 2 opportunities with IKF or at least Trevino. IKF had one of the 5 hits in this game. At that point, I understand if him and Trevino are the options, you kind of pray IKF hits a 12-hopper through, and then you try to pinch hit Oswaldo. They didn't. That was weird. Oswaldo Peraza comes into this game as a pinch runner for Donaldson, which puts him at short and IKF at third, again proving that he is a better glove at shortstop. And by the way,
well, no, because he doesn't play third.
Check out his offensive stats. He doesn't play third because he's a shortstop and a better shortstop. He bounced one. I think we get the Peraza start at short tomorrow and Cabrera in left.
Really?
I mean, how could you not start Cabrera again? He's part of your winning formula.
Yeah, Cabrera in left, IKF at short. Stay on DH.
I mean, figure out IKF and Donaldson at third.
They really like the walk out of Donaldson.
I think Peraza, you mentioned how much of this was premeditated. If I could tell you they put the rookie in to get a taste of playoff baseball in the 9th inning, I would have placed that bet at DraftKings.
We got another one? We got tomorrow.
Okay.
I just read one.
Yeah. I was being honest. I wasn't even trying to feed into it.
Yeah, this was a let's see game. It was a test everyone out game. But the Astros just fucking diced up the Yankees. And in the zone, and some of the pitches looked hittable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the real thing, is Astros diced them up.
And, man, I guess the part that stings about this, because you're right. I mean, Yankees hitting, you can't really give them a ton of credit. They didn't have a great game. Yankees pitching, not their A formula. They gave up 3 home runs. I guess the part in hindsight that stings, Altuve 0 for 3, Yordan 0 for 2, Bregman 0 for 3, Tucker 0 for 4. We shut down the guys that beat you. You got beat by McCormick and Pena, who Pena is also now in the beat you club. So
if Trevino comes in, because he's the professional reliever they traded for.
Right. Even Castro.
What are they doing?
They're trying to make Clark their reliever. They almost want him to be a sub-in Mike King, and he's not. I like Clark. He's had one of the weirdest experiences as a Yankee pitcher. And yeah, I think they're trying to force a square peg in a round hole a little bit. Our friend in John Boy Media, Kelsey Winger, she married Casey. They know Clark Schmidt, Georgia people, Atlanta people. They're connected. They've been shocked throughout the year in the spots that they've put Clark Schmidt in. And we did again. He came in for a save against the Guardians.
When they didn't have to.
So
I don't like the people that make decisions. And we know that it's like a whole round table that vote on things, so it's like hard to pinpoint who it is.
they're fighting.
Like we've been told. Like
There were 2 games to save your season, and they subbed in a guy at shortstop. And then they benched him because they thought he had a better chance to hit against Justin Verlander.
I don't think that's why they put him in.
They said that.
That was what they say.
Yeah. They said Verlander's better versus righties.
Righties are better against Verlander, is what Boone said.
Oswaldo's a switch hitter.
Right, but he'd hit lefty.
Why he just hit righty?
He's not going to.
That's not how
That works.
Why? People have done that. Nick Swisher did that.
Not against
Against knuckleballers.
Or Mariano. That's kind of it.
I'm not saying it's actually 100%.
Oswaldo can just hit
the reason,
righty.
but it's what they said.
Oswaldo righty's better than IKF righty.
I mean, if Oswaldo was hitting righty in this game as a switch hitter, I think we'd all be like...
They think IKF's the best defensive shortstop on the team.
I think they've shown that they proved not. With 2 elimination games, they put Cabrera at shortstop.
Because he was pressing. IKF's going to start tomorrow. Oswaldo's going to be in left. Stan's going to DH.
Wouldn't be shocked. I think they would. I hope they put Peraz on for the whole situation. DJ wanted to play in this series. You put Peraz on because he can play shortstop, and he's a better baseball player.
I was wrong about him being on the roster, so I could be wrong here. But I mean, like, why would you expect them to do what we think they should do?
They did it when their back was against the wall. So tomorrow they said you think they're going to start trying. So maybe tomorrow they start trying.
Well, they're going to unload the bullpen because they have an off day.
Yep.
So, Sevy for 5, Loaizaga for 2 would be the same as the wild card or the game 5 plan.
Loaizaga, Wandy, Clay.
Yeah.
In theory, Lou.
No, he's out. He pitched today.
It's been good.
But, let's see it tomorrow. We got the pregame show. It's only one game. My frustration doesn't really lie in losing game 1. My frustration lies with, like, putting Clark in that situation and then going to Montas and all that shit. It's just like, God, man, you guys don't put your best foot forward until your back's against the wall.
Yep.
It's really frustrating. Well, all right. Another long day tomorrow.
See you there.
Go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.